Good evening, everybody. Sorry about the delay. Had a little bit of technical difficulties with OBS, um, but we'll give it just a few seconds here. But considering the tardiness, um, I'll go ahead and get started here in just a second with our news. There we go. All right. What's up? If you guys are just hopping in on TikTok, make sure to tap your screen. Hopefully, you guys had a good trading day. We did see some pretty nice movement from Facebook. If you guys do remember this morning, I talked about the bounce levels here, and we did see that 155 bounce today, a gap fill to the upside, and then it ran up into the 164.75 level as well. So, what's up, guys? I am live on YouTube right now. So, if you guys are trying to tune in and see the screen, that's where you guys can do it. Just hit the link in the bio. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started here on our news and all that stuff. So hold on one second. All right, so just a brief recap, guys. We saw the S&P down about 0.28%, pretty much staying in range from last week. We saw the NASDAQ down 0.18%, the Russell 2000 0.10%. We saw the Dow Jones down 0.14%. Couple of major headlines here in economic news. We saw the Euro area unemployment came in at 6.60%, while EU unemployment was 6.0%. Meanwhile, U.S. manufacturing activity slowed to a 2-year low as new orders contracted. Inventory continued to pile. Contracted and inventory continued to pile up. The global PMI showed a sustained easing of global commodity prices and supply pressures in July. Also, 4 out of 11 sectors ended up closing green, and we did see a bit of indecisiveness as the stock market is likely awaiting earnings and labor data coming later this week. In other news, we saw Revlon shares surged about 90% after receiving court approval for about $1.4 billion bankruptcy loan. Crazy what will make things move to the upside. Speaking of cosmetics, Estee Lauder was reportedly in talks to acquire luxury brand Tom Ford in a nearly $3 billion deal. Bro, can I get added as a friend? Maybe. Sorry for asking. Oh, don't be sorry, bro. I appreciate your boldness. There you go. Okay, so anyway, just in some of the more disturbing news, Nikola rallied about 7.8% on news that it'll acquire a battery pack supplier, Romeo Power, for 144 million. I guess you got to make those faulty cars go somehow. Can't just push them down hills. So if you guys are on TikTok and you guys don't mind me lending me your thumb, gamers, you guys know what to do. Anyway, there's tons of headlines right now, so I'm trying to kind of narrow in on the more important ones. But Cigna Technologies continues as NYC declares a state of emergency over monkeypox. Lastly, jewelry brand Tiffany & Company, which released a $50,000 CryptoPunk necklace, which, feels like one of those we're still so early ironical moments. So just a quick recap, guys. We did see Pinterest. It's been a rough run for the social media company over the last years as investors were waiting on pins and needles. For Pinterest earnings reports today. The company, that was so bad. The company reported adjusted EPS or earnings per share at about 11 cents per share versus the 18 cents per share expected revenue of $666 million, $1 million shy of expectations. I love you, baby. Thank you, Dr. Kush. Despite the weak results, the stock actually popped 21% after hours. I think you could probably attribute that to a extremely oversold stock. Market makers probably, and you can see the initial wick down, you could probably just jack that thing up real quick like that. Might be, and in fact, I'm going to go ahead and write this down. Pinterest is of interest. Wow, I did not even mean to do that. That just naturally happened. Pins is going to be on the watch list for the small account tomorrow. given the fact that it has the volatility, now that it has some volume, and maybe we break range. Anyway, in first, global monthly active users, which declined 4% year over year to 433 billion, which the decline isn't great news, but it's less severe than analysts' expectations, which is why we saw that propped up. Thank you for the roses. Currently have 20,000 in Tesla call options. Good God, dude. You terrify me. Terrify me, dude. I'm telling you. Every time I hear you, every time I see you type, I'm scared. All right. Where am I reading the news from? I just come up with it as I go. No, I'm just kidding. This is called a daily rip. That's about it as far as headlines goes. But let's take a look at there it is, economic calendar going into tomorrow. All right, so go ahead and let me do something really quick. I'm gonna restart this stream on TikTok. Bear with me. Oh God. Sorry guys, hold on. So we'll chart up Pinterest too before the end of the day, or before the end of this live. So oh shit, you know what? Sorry, I'm just adjusting this really quick. My bad, guys. All right, I think that's good. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. So tomorrow we've got Jesus Christ. We've got Jolt's job openings coming in at 10 o'clock Eastern time. I'm not sure quite it is a relatively medium impact news set, but really I think it's going to be continuing claims and initial claims coming in towards the 4th. So anyway, we've got our stock twits earnings report coming in tomorrow. Big names coming in as far as AMD, Starbucks, PayPal, Uber, Airbnb, SoFi, stupid, SunPower, EA Sports. You know, I'm gonna write EA down. Those of you guys who've been trading with me for more than 2 years, you guys remember what we used to do to EA. That sounds a little weird, but you know what I mean. Match Group is also reporting as well. Speaking of weird, so all right. What's up? If you guys are hopping in on TikTok, thank you for tapping the screen. Hey, Pops, want to explain how you find supply and demand zones? Do you use basing periods paired with drops? Basing. Oh, yes, and I'll explain a little bit. I guess when we go over Netflix. All right, so the watch list for tomorrow, and I haven't looked at Pinterest yet, so I don't have anything for you, but I do, and we do have Alibaba right now to the downside. Now we're waiting on Nancy Pelosi to screw things up, and if she does, obviously the response from China is going to be indicative of potential movement here as tensions continue to rise. Right now, the thesis is, and it did break what I'm perceiving to be a lower time frame downtrend. I will see, of course, whether it's going to be from here. A lot of the times it's kind of tough to decipher, so it could end up being against resistance right here, and maybe we see this one leg down to 88. The target on BABA is $85 to the downside. Anywhere from that, if you want to take leaps or anything like that, that's on you. But as far as the small account is concerned, and speaking of the small account, so while I have it up, I'll pull it up Give me 1 second. So if you guys want to take a look at the YouTube screen, nice mustache. Thanks, bro. I'm not going to shave my mustache until Baba hits $85. So just in case. So those of you guys who want to see the actual account and the positions that we're currently holding on the small account. So if you didn't trade with us, there's 75 of you guys right here on TikTok or TikTok. So if you guys want to hit the link in the bio, I'm live on YouTube right now. So anyway, we've got a Baba 105 call. We got that one at the bottom. Of course, we took that put to the downside. This put expires. It's an $80 put. This one's already closed out, but it's an $80 put. It is expiring the 12th of August, and it is currently down 14%. I have a call that I entered. It's a 105 call, and it is up 41%, perfectly hedging my position, leaving me down $2. So it's a small account straddle. We figure out the direction, and we let it run from there. My thesis is to the downside, and that shows in the position sizing, but of course, we'll see what tomorrow brings. I will be and kind of am expecting a gap up to maybe 91.50, maybe a push to around 91.85. If we see a rejection from there, I will double down on that short and take it to the downside. Other than that, you guys know the deal. It's Meta. So right now, and I'm going to turn after hours off and just give you an idea of what I'm looking at here. So right now, it's a little iffy, I'm going to be honest with you. But right here to the downside, it appears that Meta has found. And today, as I just showed you guys, we did enter a Meta 145 put. And I'm going to give you guys an idea of why exactly I took that position. So take a step out with me right here. Now we're going to turn extended hours back on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 6 times. 6 times. The last time I saw a stock hit support like that, 6 times was Tesla. Okay, and I believe that was somewhere right here. So the last time that I saw something like this, and I want you guys to pay attention to the movement because these are big cap stocks. A lot of the times it's not so different. So right here, and I have magnets on right now. It's kind of bothering me, but so this level right here to the downside, which is the 1038, and then this level here. So we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and ultimately 6, and then you get a huge dump. Now, I'm not saying that we will get a huge dump on Meta, but if we hit support again, there's a huge chance that we're probably going to see some significant downside. So taking into account that there is a possible channel here, right about there, and looking at the target, right? So just timing wise, we have plenty of time in expiration. We want to close. So I'm going to get into the details as far as the levels are concerned. So take a look at 158.55. Okay, that is basically our median. And if I drag this back, you can kind of see why we hold. You can see the candles closing underneath here. Should we be seeing your screen? I am literally live on YouTube right now, guys, taking your request, giving you guys my watch list, answering any questions. So feel free to just hit the link in the bio. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button. All right. So anyway, the median right here is going to be 158. All right. That is the level Meta has to break, period. I need to see it below 158. I need to see good volume. Today we did see what I think is a rejection. And that's one of the reasons that I took this trade. It is on a small account. But ultimately, if we do go for a break here, based on this channel, I do believe that we will see the 147.60 mark. And depending on timing, right, it could be even a little bit lower at the 145 target that I'm looking for. If, big ifs, but if we go, and I'm going to zoom out here. So there is a support that is worth noting on a higher time frame. Okay, so let me zoom out here. And that target's going to be around 140 even. Okay, so if you want to get into this trade, you need to know where my stop loss is Right now, it's pretty much on entry, but anywhere above 164.50, or I mean, it's up in the air, but 163.50. As long as we stay underneath that level, I will still be looking for meta or for a position to add. You do not want to take this short when it finally breaks. You want to be in position when it breaks and know where the stock will reverse, right? Where the stock. So if you get a bullish if we move back down and for some reason in hell we get a big candle close like this and it holds above this 157.85 level, right, where you can see that support, then ultimately I would probably go ahead and trim out. Why stocks? US dollar bearish. Crypto is where to be because I trade options. A lot of people don't like you because you speak facts and actually know how to trade. Cool, thanks. I appreciate that, man. Should we be seeing your screen? Oh, sorry. Stay killing it, dude. Thank you. Nice mustache. Just making sure I didn't miss any comments. Anyway, so hopefully this makes sense. If it doesn't, ask me a question and I'll try and do my best to answer it. If you guys are on YouTube, if you guys don't mind, just right below the screen, somewhere down here, there should be a like button if you guys don't mind tapping that. All right, so we got Meta, we've got Baba, and now I haven't looked at Pinterest. Good God, that's a big green dingus. But I'm gonna go ahead and take a peek at it now. Ugh, why does Pinterest look like that? Did I miss something? Am I missing something? What the fuck? Hold on, sorry guys. Am I missing data here or something? All right, well, how about I'm not gonna chart that then. Is that really what Pinterest looks like right now? There's gotta be, I gotta have some type of, hold on, let me go check my billing really quick on. Huh. Yeah, no, I have fine. Everything's fine. I don't know why. Let me try and reload my screen maybe. Does everybody else's chart look like this? I start scared of options. Any easy strategy to start my fear away? Yeah, stay long. Use long expirations. Look at it like renting equity. So, all right. So let's kind of talk as far as I guess like they're including after hours data or some shit like that. So basically, Pinterest ran up to support. Or excuse me, up to resistance. I do have a downtrend here as well, establishing this channel to the downside. Move it up there. So Pinterest, as bullish as it may seem, is up against its 200-day moving average. It's also on a major supply retest. Boom, bada bing. So you guys can see right there. So ultimately, I would want to see Pinterest above 25.67 in order to see. You're charting pen, not pen. No way, I am. Thank you, dude. Ha! I thought that was Pinterest. I did. It was the same. It was the same price. Because I believe that Pinterest is up at. Yeah, it's up at $24. It was like pretty much the same exact price. I'm tripping. All right, thank you for bringing me back to America. So let's try that again. I was firing here. Oh boy, something wrong pen. You guys should just let me. Anybody in India, I got you. Okay, so let's let's go ahead and take a look at the chart really quick. I'm not high. I'm not high. There's no drugs in my system. Hold on one second. If you guys are on TikTok right now, go hop over to YouTube. I had a bounce on TikTok. Yeah, I appreciate you. I couldn't find the chat fast enough. I appreciate you. Okay, so let's turn off this magnet shit. That's number one. Obviously, we want to establish support. All right, so 200-day moving average is at 2240. In after hours, I believe it is at perfectly above it. Okay, so here's the deal. Profit takers, anybody who bought the dip on Pinterest is more than likely going to take profit at the bell. So what you need to be doing is if you're looking to take this higher, you want to basically establish where is it going to pull back and how. The first area that I would say is 2350. If it did pull back any further, it would be 2236 before things turned bearish, and you could see a gap fill all the way back down to 1983, which would be terrible for Pinterest. But so far here in after hours, it looks as if it's holding this 2424 level. Let's go see something really quick. All right, once I'm done with this, guys, I'll go ahead and take your chart request if you guys are on TikTok. How about YouTube if you guys have any requests? Okay, so ultimately Pinterest would need to hold the 2340, 2350, and the 2425 if you want to stay bullish. This zone right here would be a good area to watch for. So ultimately, I would take Pinterest short below $22. All right, let's go ahead and take your guys' requests. So the first one that I see is, can I look over PayPal? I hate PayPal, but yes. Would you look at that? Wow. 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 Sometimes I just gotta start a fund and have people take all the trades that I cannot. So, I'm going to tell you exactly what you're about to go do, and that's hit resistance. And it's a big one at that. So right now, downtrend starting from the highs, hitting right here, 122.23, and then R1. So one of the things that I look for when I'm entering any trade at all is some sort of series of confluences. And what that means is I cannot rely on just technical analysis. I cannot rely just on key levels. I cannot rely on dynamic setups or volume profile or moving averages. But when I use a combination of them and I see data points that connect and they agree, then that's when I can look at certain places as targets. Now with PayPal, this one did hold that 68.40 level. It does look like it's established a pretty strong downtrend. So starting from here, and then it looks like your resistance is here a little bit. So I would suspect that before it's all said and done, you should see a 90.25 PayPal. 90.25, that is resistance if it's a big if because of what we're at right now, but if you wanted to see PayPal break downtrend and start moving to the upside, this is a perfect area of resistance. Perfect area of resistance. So right now we've got 91.25. Things start changing at the 92.80. And then you've got the 200-day moving average and R2 confluence at 94.50. So above 94.50, shoot for the moon, okay? PayPal looks great, breaking out of a downtrend channel here. You could start targeting certain gap areas like 105 and 117.65. So only if you guys are leaving multiple requests, make sure to, oh shit. I am going to restart the TikTok stream again because I fucked it up. Sorry. All right. Sorry. Okay, so PayPal right now up against a major resistance area to the downside. So if you're concerned or looking for a rejection, because what do you do at resistance? A lot of people, most people look for short opportunities. So you got to know where the things can fail. And I see a really nice area which you're currently still in. So that's going to be a move back below 86.25 or 86.75. And ultimately, okay, so I do have this level here. I'm going to drag this down just a little bit and adjust it. I think it's right there. And then this up in the highs. Okay, so that's a little bit better. I was off on that one. 83.35 gap all the way to the downside. Watch PayPal to 77.75 if you were to lose that pivot hourly candle close. So if you guys are just hopping on TikTok, I busted the stream twice. So if you guys don't mind leaving a like. Okay, PayPal looks pretty good. All right. So Netflix. Good God. So we're gonna start from scratch here. All right. All right. So here's a couple things that I see on Netflix right now. So obviously 227.35 is showing resistance. See two major wicks up there. Let's go zoom in a little bit. So this doesn't look like a terrible build on Netflix right now. One of the things that you'll often see when this starts to set up this way is it can set up like an ascending triangle. So this is kind of what I see so far. So bounce right there, start from here, pivot point, right? So if you do lose the 219.63, you could look for a move down to your S1 or your little bit of gap, which is 213.93. Let's go set up some levels and make it make sense. What's up? If you guys make sure to tap your screen if you guys are on TikTok. Thanks, Sonny. Appreciate it. So anyway, this could end up being a ascending triangle. Watch Netflix to pull back, and then if you do end up seeing a move to the upside, go to your daily time frame, and it looks like R1 is around 246 or right around the gap down that you had seen previously. As far as downtrends are concerned, it also looks like it has broken its downtrend, or excuse me, reached its downtrend. So let's go ahead and now that we've zoomed out, Netflix from the highs, pulling it down here. So this could be the beginning of the end. All right. Did you do Tesla? I got knocked. I got kicked out of the stream. Did you do Tesla? I haven't done Tesla yet. Okay, so Ford is next. Holy shit. Excuse my language. Well, yesterday I said above that 200-day moving average, which is 1485, that there was a good chance that you could see a solid retest of 1570. I stand by that price target. You did end up hitting 1550, or excuse me, 1550 psychological number. So watch for just another leg up to the upside. I'm still bullish or bearish on Ford, and really it would be above 1650 that things would ultimately change for me. But I would watch 1633 and 1575 tomorrow. If you guys are on TikTok, guys, I am on YouTube right now. Hit the link in the bio. If you guys have any request, Apple, Tesla, whatever it is, all you got to do is hop on the YouTube channel. So going down to the hourly on Ford, it looks like you finished with a bull flag. Pullback areas or areas that you could see a pullback to are 1468 and $15 even. I think that holding $15 is going to be the most bullish thing if you want to continue to the upside. So let's go take a look at Amazon. So Amazon, pretty much like Apple and the rest of the gang, is floating out in free space. And like most of its counterparts, is slowly or not quite, slowly approaching supply and also possibly moving into resistance. So one thing you guys can take a look at here is the 137.65 level. So let's go ahead and just map that out a little bit so it's clean. All right, so 135, okay, that is the bottom of that supply. The median is 138.45. You wicked off of that today. 141.50 is the top, right? You want to close a candle in this zone in order to move to the upside and see any type of continuation towards this 151. Otherwise, you leave gaps, and this is actually a double gap. So you have a serious amount of low volume. So if you do see a pullback tomorrow, okay, don't try and short the whole freaking gap. Watch for a pullback to around 130. 130. So I actually have a put on Amazon right now that I grabbed for shits and giggles. I think it's a 135. Or excuse me, it's a 130 put. Let me go double check. Sometimes I just be buying shit. Not really. Sometimes. I'm just logging into my account. Hold on. So yeah, I've got a 130 put August 5th that I just grabbed just to see what would happen. So J Hub, you got puts on Tesla also. J Dub, you got again, if you guys are on TikTok, if you have a request, all I ask is that you please hop on YouTube for me. The link is in the bio. Simple Stacks Investments. So Tesla looks pretty good. Again, pullback level right there. So this is actually a good ass setup right here. Now your job is to move down here to the lower time frame and find the setup here. So what do you see? Obviously from these lows. This song's a jam. So 136. Yeah, so 136. And then possibly moving up to the 137.50. So what's that? So watch for a bounce up tomorrow above 139.60. Possibly see a breakout below 133.50 and 132.50. We should see a little bit of a gap fill here. So what's up? Good evening. What's going on? Tap your screens if you guys are on TikTok for me. I appreciate you. Insider been dumping mRNA into earnings. Yeah, you're right about that. And I need to go ahead and take a position on mRNA. mRNA experiences largest dump in history. I can hear the headline. I just taste it. All right, let's take a look at AMD. Semiconductors have been going absolutely bonkers, and I see a untouched. Yeah, I see an untouched resistance. Watch AMD possibly to go to $100.50, possibly. Yeah. Yeah, I see AMD moving to around 101, 150 to retest that $100 level. It looks like here on the lower time frame, you got what appears to be the start of a bullish pennant. So there's your setup on the lower time frame. You know what your upside target is, $100 on AMD. So watch for that move to the upside. Watch for a fake out if you do break down at $95. You will bounce. You will rip to the upside. So all right. Thoughts on Baba? I'm shorting it right now, but I have some concerns. We'll talk about this tomorrow morning and see if I was right about them. There's no sense in worrying about them until tomorrow. What is this? What did you just send me? What is this? PLRX. I don't know if there's anything that I can do to help. Yeah, dude. Technical analysis is really ruled out here. You can look at just simple things like supply and demand, like right here. You can see a solid retest of that area. So it would be definitively above 24.25 that PLRX because the continuation of the downside. Otherwise, this thing looks like it's about to absolutely hit the dumpy. You do have a what appears to be like almost like a descending triangle here. Yeah, so watch for PLRX to either bounce, squeeze back up, or flush through this gap. I'd short it. Um, all right, I think CRSR, Corsair Gaming. What's your covered calls? So I don't know what your covered car calls are, but Corsair Gaming has. Oh shit, they have earnings. Yo, hold on. That could be an earnings play, right? We already know that we've seen chips, semiconductors benefit. Um, $16. There's a gap to fill up there. I don't know. I think that I'd say $16 is my price target on CRSR. It has a relatively low volume. Let's go look at the higher time frame and see if there isn't a downtrend that we can track. Although I think wasn't this didn't they try to squeeze this? I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if Corsair is a good buy. Yo. So I'd say $16 or $17. It looks pretty good. I did meta already, yes. You can go check the live stream on YouTube. So all right. Well, tomorrow morning, by the way, guys, I haven't been able to get to the yearly thing. So if you guys haven't or we're looking into that, I have a couple people DMing me. Do that soon because I am going to change it tonight once I hop off the live. So that's for the yearly, which is changing from 720 to 850. So watch SLB clearly above 37, 75 to the upside. I would venture to guess from that mark, we can 50% it from here. Perfect. That's R2, or excuse me, R1. That's 39.31. And then to the upside, you've got $40.61. Otherwise, this is likely a retest at 37.60, and you could watch for a rejection and a move anywhere below that pivot point, and you're likely going to be on your way to the downside. I don't like it. I don't like that trend line. I do like this trend line, which makes a whole hell of a lot more sense. So yeah, Schlumberger. About that, Mark. Am I still live on YouTube? Yes, and you can go and watch everything that I've done here. I've sold $15 calls. I hope it doesn't run too far. You got to be careful going into earnings with covered calls. So, all right, let's see here. No way. Did we really do all of those? So let's take a look at SPY. All right, so I already got this one charted out pretty much to completion. Now, this one did break what appears to be a lower time frame downtrend. There is still a possibility that they run this sucker up and we see, what is potentially projected to be a downtrend here. I'm not entirely sure if that's exactly, I mean, just like everybody else right now, I'm not 100% sure if we're going to go and, excuse me. Not 100% sure that we're going to go and break 415, but it would ultimately be above 420 and 421 that we would need to see SPY break to the upside. Today, we saw a little bit of weakness, and of course, job data coming in towards the end of the week will give us further insight. But what we can do is we can zone it out, right? Where are we in this zone? And again, I'm going to repeat this lesson because this is why I pick targets that I do. If you guys are on TikTok, probably don't want to miss this. I would hop over to YouTube now. So here's the way that I look at any given stock. All right. Once I have established a lower time frame macro or micro supply or demand, all right, there's a 50% mark that I'm going to be paying attention to, right? That's 412.50. Okay. Look at where you open up and look at where you pull back and look at where you bounce. Look at where you break out. Look where you pull back. Bounce, 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 bounce. Rejection, rejection, rejection. Sounds like my high school life. So above 14, or excuse me, 413.35. I would strongly feel that there is a 416 move inevitably to the upside. All right. On the other hand, there's a dynamic trend line here that looks like it is absolutely itching to get retested. There's also, I'm not exactly sure how I feel about it, but it does appear that we do have some sort of trend line here off the top. I'm going to delete that until it's a real thing. So, what does this mean, right? Go look at historical data. When buyers hold up the 408.20 level, it tends to stay there. When sellers push that level down into 407.55, what happens? You pull back. Where do you pull back to? One of the first areas that you see a candle close You do see a gap fill there, but you're going to see 404, 405 on the dot, on the nose. And then I would suspect, depending on the timing, maybe 403.40. Now, that would bring you back down to support. What happens from there? There's no telling. You could consolidate and move to the upside or move to the downside. So, but those are the levels to watch, and they're really clean. It's not really much of a question there. So, all right, we'll take a look at QCOM and go ahead and leave it from there. So, everything that I have seen so far has gone and tested supply, right? Or gone and tested some sort of major area of resistance. So I see supply here. Okay. So good bounce off your pivot point. That's a beautiful technical candle there. This candle closes above the 200-day moving average on QCOM. I'd say 150.75, and you should take another crack at it, 157.40. From there, you're making what appears to be a rounded bottom. Sorry, immaterial. I have covered Tesla. I have not. I'll do that shortly. So anyway, I would want to see this area, and you can move down to the hourly and use the same thing that we were just talking about, right? So R1, that's 152.85. That's the gap fill. If you see a rejection out of QCOM there, it also appears that there's a downtrend. So that is a serious confluence. Serious QCOM, inverse head and shoulders on the lower time frame. QCOM, bull flag, pop, watch 153.25 gap fill, and then from there, you know, obviously above that one, that median, you can see 156.22. So, all right, let's go ahead and go over Tesla. So Tesla did close with an hourly bull flag. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It certainly appears to me that Tesla is probably going to go and build. I'm not exactly sure where, but might end up building some sort of rising wedge. Anytime I see like a mouth like this on any type of setup, I immediately start to think that we're possibly going to see some sort of rising wedge. So that being said, it's not enough to go off of yet, but I can go out here and step out to the 4-hour. Not a very good 4-hour candle, guys. I would suspect that Tesla pulls back tomorrow to around 854. That is also a super duper awesome strong level that you broke above today, squeezing out a little bit of shorts. So that's a good retest area of beautiful. Man, that's sexy. Look at that level. So rejection off of R1, 936.33. 890.50 is where we closed. Watch the pullback, right? So it's not dead until it loses that pivot point. Until it loses 850, it's not short. This is a rounded bottom, and we could be seeing further upside from here. So, alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down right here, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys are here on TikTok, live account right now. Take a look at it if you guys are on TikTok or wherever you're at. These are the trades right now. We are going to continue to be trading the small account tomorrow. So if you guys want to trade with us, if you want to be, you can go live with us in the Discord if you want to give the trial a shot. Or you can go live with us at 9 o'clock. I'm live earlier in the Discord. But ultimately we will be looking for some trades. I'll be honest with you, most of the trades that I take on the small account I'm gonna try to take towards the end of the day. Just being that it's less time for us to have to make decisions Therefore, it's black and white. You take profit or you take pain. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like before you leave if you're on YouTube. If you guys are on TikTok and want to go and recap the entire charts, I feel like I just charted half the stock market. You guys can go ahead and do that. So no problem. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.